And we are live. Wait, what's today? September the 7th?
September 7th.
All right. Recording this on Tuesday, September the 7th. I'm Ryan.
Tanya.
This is Tanya. And we're here to do another podcast. People keep asking about it, pinging on it, so...
Here we are.
Yeah, no. How hard was it to try to find a day and time that worked? We wanted to get, well, let's say we have a new league service manager or commissioner. Ray will be doing the Western Branch Bowling League in Chesapeake.
Yay, Ray!
So I have a funny story about Ray.
Just one?
Just one. So I first met Ray, it was about 2 years ago at a tournament. I signed up for a tournament last minute. Actually, I think it was Wakapalooza 2019? Yeah, it would have been 2019, I think. And I was captain of a basically free agent team on the social side last minute. And I didn't know hardly anybody. I need like maybe 3 people on that team. I'm like, great.
Yay, free agents.
I'm writing down the names real quick. I had it pulled up on my phone, like literally, I'm writing a lineup from my phone that morning after I finished setting up fields.
That's what they do.
And I'm scribbling the names down on my sheet. Don't even know any of the people, so I'm just randomly writing down the order, right? Okay, like guy, girl, whatever. And so we start the game, and we're kicking. And I'm reading through my sheet, and if anyone knows me, they know I write kind of small. And I'm reading the names, and I'm calling off for the next person who's kicking. And I see, on the sheet, what I see is Rex. I'm like, okay.
Way to go, Rex.
I'm like, I don't remember who Rex was. I yell out, Rex. Rex. And then I'm like, oh yeah, it was that guy. And I look right at Ray. And I'm like yelling at him, Rex. And he just kind of like slowly turns, looks at me like, it gives me this look, like kind of puzzled look. And I'm like, I'm saying your name. What the hell? You're up to, I'm thinking, and in my mind, like, what else do you think I'm calling your name for? You're up to kick, right? And of course, his name is not Rex. It's Ray. So in my scribbling, the the Y turned into an X. And, yeah, so if you ever hear me call him Rex, it's inside joke. But yeah, that's how I met him. Ray's a cool guy, though. He should do great with a bowling league. All right.
Welcome aboard, Ray.
Welcome aboard. Speaking of league service managers or commissioners, we could definitely use a few more. We need one for softball right now, and we need one for cornhole, and we could also use one for volleyball. I don't think we have a long-term for volleyball. Maybe they're just out. But yeah, we need help everywhere right now, pretty much. So if you were interested in running a league, reach out. We would love to talk to you.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get a lot of things done with just 2 people. When your questions aren't answered timely, or you can't find us on the fields because we're having to do other things, a little help helps not only us, but it helps the league, it helps your friends, and it helps yourself too. So reach out, ask us why we do it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not over the money. All right, so next topic, fall leagues. I think we already mentioned we have kickball, softball, cornhole, volleyball, and I think bowling is later. And that's just stuff on the south side here. So we need 3 girls for softball. No more room for free agent guys right now. Kickball, pretty much full. We might be able to take 1 or 2 more people, maybe. It's iffy. Again, kickball is showing well. I think we were 45-46% women again.
Yep.
I don't know why we should make a big deal of that, because it's just normal for us, I guess. But no, I love it because it throws water on that whole fire that people like to scream about, like, oh, there aren't girls that need to play. We need to not have forfeits. We need to have less girls in the roster. Like, no, they're out there. They want to play. Like,
I give a shout out to the new girl group. They came 6 girls strong to open play.
8 right now.
They're
total 8.
Nice. They showed up, and as a girl, knowing how people claim we need females, seeing them come in as a group was really stellar. So girls, get your friends, bring them out. It's fun. I brought my coworker out. Shout out to Nikita. I mean, it took me 2 seasons, we'll go with seasons, to get her out, but now she loves it.
And she's never going away.
Yeah, she's never going away. And the skill level is for everyone. It's not just for super young athletic people who didn't make it to college.
Wow, why do you have to call them out like that?
I mean, you know what? On your statistics, you need to do an average age next time.
Ooh.
Average age of guys, average age of girls. It's for everyone. Come out, tell your friends.
All right, so those are our fall leagues. We're
New
getting
player
ready to kick those
757
off.
is a discount, right?
Yeah,
Still.
I think so. So, for our fall leagues that are starting this coming week, actually this Sunday for softball kicks off. Actually, before I forget, Wednesday, tomorrow, there is a cornhole open play at Waterside. Come out and play for free. I'll be there, I think.
Some of us parents, we had back to school night. we gotta get to bed early.
All right, so head ref program, we saw some growth in that
Yes.
this past season, which was good to see. And I think as most of the new refs in there can attest to, like, it's obviously a learning process. Like, you don't go in, I mean, obviously I went in as a ref and I knew everything, right? But no, it's a learning process. You learn things along the way, but I'm more than happy to teach, train, everything
We've
else.
also, again, shout out to the girls, seen an increase with the
Oh,
girls
yes.
stepping up to head ref. Definitely give a shout out to Wendy. She really tried this season, and she even shadow mentored some other people, giving them pointers. It's another way to earn credits.
Yep.
When you're always complaining that your game's starting a little late, or you're looking around because you don't know where your refs are. First base, third base, those are kind of cake. Nobody minds doing those. The head ref program, there's a reason that there's hesitancy, but if we all treated each other with respect, some people would be more likely to step up to head ref because they're not worried about their friends getting in their faces on bad calls. We're human, we're not paid to be there. So just like commissioners, head refs, step up. Like Ryan said, we're out there, he's out there. I just take pictures of him out there with his clinics and whatnot. There are other veteran players in the league who will step up and shadow you, allow you to shadow them so you can figure it out.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing to keep in mind for everybody. Is like, people do make mistakes. Like, no one's perfect. But what is it? Major league umpires who get paid a ton of money, and all they do is umpire baseball games. And something like 45% of the replays that were asked for were overturned. Like, so that obviously on close calls they get it wrong too.
So is the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know Saints fans still bitter about that pass interference call.
I mean, alright, so even basketball, they get it wrong too.
Yeah, no, it happens. No one's perfect. But I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
we're here to support you.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a few of you who I know want to step up. We're here to support you.
Alright. Also, field assistant. You're not up for reffing, but you got free time all the time. We're always looking for people to help with setting up fields, stuff like that. So for kickball, a big one for me, setting up fields, especially when we get to a lot of teams and I'm setting up 4 or 5 fields, it takes a while. So if you're available at least an hour before game time.
Yeah, because like y'all, we have real jobs too.
Yeah, on Monday nights,
And kids.
always looking for help with a field assistant. Probably looking for some help with that with softball on Sundays this fall as well. All right. And you brought up this topic, the importance of captains.
Yes, captains. So we've had a few new captains step up. I'm going to shout out to Brandy. she was one new to kickball in general, and then if some of y'all have kids, you know there's an email always coming out talking about, hey parents, we need somebody to step up to coach your kids team. Well, she kind of did that for her kickball team, had some free agents, and like all of us parents, everyone's going like this, not it, and she stepped up, first time for everything, and she took on the role as captain. And it's hard as a captain in general, veteran or newbie. You have to schedule your team. So if you're not replying to your captain's chats, your Facebook polls, instant messages, whatever your captain is doing to let them know whether you can be adult or not to show up on time, and whether you'll be there for 1 game, 2 game, things like that. So your captain can do the defensive and offensive kicking lineup. On top of that, your captain is responsible for any bad calls on the field, from your refs, head ref or otherwise. It is the captain's responsibility. So when you act out of character, it's hard for your captain to step in, and things get heated in the moment. Calls stand, they don't get overturned, people have bad feelings, games are ended in less than enthusiastic ways. So anyone who takes the time to step up to captain a team, you should really appreciate it and do what you can to assist them. That's all I have to say on that.
No, it's the biggest thing is social sports. A lot about all of this, and this is from commissioner down to captain. It's about organization, and unless you've done it, either one of those roles, you probably don't understand or can't appreciate how important all that stuff is. And those people doing their jobs makes the league better for everybody. I'm sure everyone's been there. You know, they've been in, you know, it doesn't even have to be a social sports
Right.
league, but in any kind of organization where stuff just isn't organized. Like, you have no idea what's going on. You know, it's a very painful experience most of the time. So, yeah, your
Family
captains.
holidays.
Your captains are not getting paid. They are essentially volunteering their personal time to try to make everything run a little bit more smoothly. So, hey, help them out.
Yeah, when they schedule practice, it's not for them. It's really to get a cohesiveness of the entire team. Teams cannot perform well if they don't practice together. One practice here or there can't hurt anybody. Showing up to group practices, it's repetitive. It helps with the new players also on some of those teams. Yeah. Shout out to all the captains.
All right. Late registration. Actually,
Oh, hang on. I missed my little cue because we're in between. All right. I'll let you go with late registration. I'll go after that.
All right. So late registration. I've got another thing.
I had to plug myself.
What? About what?
Winter. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead with
okay.
go ahead with late.
So late registration. People often ask, like, "Hey, when's the schedule coming out?" When everybody gets signed up, typically, because schedule can't come out till teams are locked. Teams can't get locked till everyone's signed up. Teams are filled. I guarantee you, it drives your captains crazy when you sign up late. I mean, hey, if you want to spend the extra money to sign up late, go ahead. But yeah, early bird's there for. Like part of the reason we have the tiered registration pricing instead of having it all one price the whole time, it helps us with planning. Again, it goes into that communication, coordination, and everything else. So the earlier you sign up, the better we can plan, the quicker we can get teams made, the quicker we can get schedules out. Even the chance of ordering shirts ahead of time to find out, oh man, we're going to be backlogged on a particular color, we need to order some more of those. So,
Yes, I think we
yeah.
had one shirt. We were 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in last season, because the players signed up late. And I know new players. That's really what it's there for. Are fillers and new players. So, like you said, get it in early. Hey, you got company.
Yeah, I guess people from game night are actually arriving early for a change. We'll see. All right. So shirt colors.
All right, before we go to late registration, for those of you who have already signed up and you're not paying late registration fees, make sure you get ready to save your money because winter is coming. I'm sure you'll see that on the website a couple
Got
weeks.
Tyler and Ashley in the background there.
Champs are
Oh,
here.
hey. I've already got a couple captains lined up for winter draft. Back to captains, we don't like to regurgitate our captains, so we're always trying to find new captains, new to kickball captains. If you want to try it, Winter League is definitely the time to try out captaining. Number one is the draft, and number two, it's a little more laid back.
Yeah.
And it's Sunday afternoons.
No, and we've always done that for draft. Both Peninsula and down here, like we always give priority to like first time draft captains over, draft captains that do it all the time. So that's nothing new. I mean, obviously, if we get to a point where we're going to announce a team and there's no one else, like yeah, but so we got a pool of 3 people, brand new people, always give priority. All right, so shirt colors. People always ask like, well, who gets to pick shirt color, or someone like a captain will sign up and they'll be like, I want shirt color now. The general rule that I use for pretty much, I'm gonna use it for softball and kickball. When your team gets to 10 people signed up, with at least 5 girls, then you can lock in your shirt color. So you need at least 5 girls and at least 10 people. Because pretty much, if you get to that point, we're going to have free agents. We can fill up your team if you're not going to be able to make it all the way. So you're definitely going to be a team at that point and lock your shirt color. I've had people ask about shirt color and if you're getting customs. Ideally, your shirt color will match your custom, but it's not a 100% requirement. It's just preferred in case, for obvious reasons, if you have someone on your team that doesn't choose to get a custom shirt, then I have a color
They're
that
blending
matches.
in a little bit, yeah.
But it is, especially like if your whole team's got like a custom jersey and they're going to be wearing it the whole season and everything else, like let's say you start with your custom color and then before registration you see there's like a color that's unused, like, hey, can we get that color? Sure, no problem. Because, maybe some people don't want like 20 charcoal shirts, I don't know.
Maybe.
Alright,
It would look funny with a Team 6 shirt and a pink shirt running around the field.
Yeah.
Yep.
alright, I don't know if we mentioned this on the last podcast, but the rules FAQ has been officially updated and released. What the rules FAQ is, frequently asked questions. So sometimes people have questions about rules or nuances of rules, and there just isn't room in the rules to have a paragraph discussion on every single one.
That
Otherwise,
is gray areas.
Otherwise, the rule book would be like 20 pages long. So this FAQ is, anytime an issue comes up and we feel it's like, hey, this warrants discussion, we'll add it to the rules FAQ. There haven't been a lot of new entries. It's mostly, most of the stuff has been hashed out like years ago. But we used to have it posted on the old website. And it was one of those things that I saved a copy of a long time ago and basically updated it, ported it over, cleaned it up, all that good stuff. Related to rules, so one that comes up a lot, and it's clarified in the rules FAQ some, for obvious reasons, because people ask questions about it all the time. So the particular rule relates to a runner stealing, and I'll put in quotes, stealing a base or running and advancing and getting another base as the ball's being thrown back to the pitcher's mound. So in the rule book, play stops when the pitcher has the ball on the mound.
On the mound
On the mound.
or within the mound?
On the mound is 12 feet from center.
12 feet from center.
Yeah. So when the pitcher is in that mound circle area and they have the ball, play stops. the way the rule is worded in the actual rule book, runners that are already in full motion may continue to advance. So if you're sprinting from second to third base, someone throws the ball back to the pitcher, you continue advancing to third base. What's not allowed is if you're 10, 15 feet off from second base, waiting for the second someone's throwing the ball back to the pitcher, you are not already in motion. Now, someone may try to play the nuance like, well, by the time the ball got back to the pitcher on the mound, I was already in full motion towards the base. The rules fact clarifies this and states that that's essentially considered stealing. So, and basically the head referee is supposed to use their judgment that if the play was essentially over, which if someone's holding the ball and the runner's not running because they're afraid they're going to be thrown out, but they're waiting for that person to try to get a base on technicality, that's considered stealing, and they should not get the base. And that comes up a lot, but it's a referee's judgment call. But this is an example of one of the things that's clarified in the rules.
I've seen that more this past season. Aggressive base running.
Yeah, and I think people that have played against my team know that if I have one of my players do it, I'll send it back. If I'm head repping, I will send you back. And
Sure,
yeah.
you don't want to run on your team because you really should wear that gray shirt.
But yeah, no, it's yeah, one of those nuanced things. Oh, now not a fun topic. Altercations.
Altercations.
All right.
Don't do it.
Yeah. So in almost 5 years running leagues, up until 2021, had zero. Literally zero. Like I'd have people like yell at each other sometimes, get in someone's face a little bit, but not like tackle someone on a field, throw a punch, that kind of stuff.
It's on and off the field, 4-club block and play.
So in 2021, there was an incident in winter, there was an incident in spring, and then in summer. And all various stages, and actually only one of them was even on, well, only one was an on the field incident, the other two were post-game incidents. Alcohol was involved in some cases. Here's a big picture. There has been an increase of incidents, and not just Club Waka, but all social sports leagues nationwide post-pandemic. It's almost like some people forgot how to be adults and behave properly. I don't know what else I can really say about that.
It's
Here's-
serious, and it might be happening on your fun time, but depending on how far you take it, can affect your whole life.
Yeah. Here's the end result, though. And I hate to say it, but I mean, because I never really had to enforce it before, but penalties will increase if stuff continues, because that's not what we're about. It's something I'm not going to allow or tolerate, and if a harsh penalty is what it takes to discourage it or stop it, then that's what it's going to be.
And going back to captains, this is where your captain comes back into play. If your captain is trying to rein you in and you're not the captain, you need to take a breath and listen to your captain. Explain the issue to your captain so your captain can't deal with the head ref to prevent these things from happening. Again, we are all human. We are all out here for fun. We're not getting paid to play. So just act. Grow.
I mean, I am. That's because I want to leave.
I mean,
But yeah, in general, No one's making money playing kickball.
I'm like, let me see. How much time do we put in off the clock? And yeah.
Alright.
And child labor going on over here when I take her.
Yeah. So, Club Waka Kickball. So now that we have a full year done in 2021, at least we know our registration numbers. And this kind of ties into last week's, because that was a podcast question, like, how come Club Waka's losing people? Well, we actually weren't. So we're up 63% from 2020, which is a no-brainer because we missed spring due to COVID. However, we're also up 8% from 2019. It's actually our largest season kickball-wise since 2017, if I remember correctly. So we've been growing for literally years now. And we've had substantial growth. Do you remember in 2019, we introduced some new rules? And there were some people saying it was going to kill kickball.
Yeah, I came out when that happened. I wasn't sure what all that was about.
Yeah. So we changed some rules to make the game a little bit more open to everybody, just so that other positions got some playtime other than the pitcher, charger, and catcher. And registration numbers would seem to indicate that that was a positive change. But I guess time will tell, but 2 years is a pretty good data set. A lot of leagues run that time. And even though our kickball's grown, what's grown even more than our kickballs are other leagues.
Yeah.
I mean, softball actually hit 10 teams. So they've actually seen some steady growth down here as well. And we're always trying to get new leagues started to see what sticks and see what people want to do.
Yeah, cornhole.
Oh, that's right, cornhole. We're looking for anybody who wants to play cornhole Wednesdays Waterside. So perks, that little kind of staff lot we have free for use, so you can avoid parking charges in the parking garage. And there's actually some decent specials.
Where?
That's it. Blue Moon Tap House, their outside area. But we also have the inside event room in case it rains, which is a pretty nice setup. So, we'll see how it works out. Anything else before we go to one final thing?
Growth is good.
Growth is good. Is that going to be a wristband? Always growing? I haven't picked a wristband tagline yet.
Let's, yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, that could be a terrible hashtag.
Oh, yeah, I guess it could be. You had to get your mind out of the gutter, Tom.
I mean, you know, we have a live audience, kind of. They came late. There's some other general rules that we don't cover. Ryan and I have been pretty serious the last couple podcasts.
All right. So
We missed some of these hashtags. Maybe
one final thing?
one final thing.
All right.
One final thing.
All right. So that's a fancy little graphic or whatever. All right. So we're going to dip into the mailbag here. We actually got 2 questions. How do you feel about other leagues doing draft? Well, it's not like we have copyright on draft format or anything. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So, thanks for acknowledging we had something awesome. I guess. No, I mean, look, I'm confident about what we offer, what we do, and
Yeah, draft has its pros and cons. Seasons have their pros and cons. I mean, if you like mixing it up every single season, it's kind of cool. I don't like playing with Ryan 2 seasons out of the year.
wow.
And then by default, you know, for my home seasons, spring and fall, I'll go back. But, I mean...
No, I mean, Brett started doing the drafting a long time ago as a change of pace.
I thought as a new player coming in my first summer season, it was a great way to meet new people. kind of like consistency a little better. It's fun knowing that I'm playing with equal caliber people, but I played an all-girls tournament, so I knew most of the girls could play. We had never played together, some of us, so the cohesiveness that we would have if we had played one season, 2 seasons, and then come to this might have been different than just kind of like putting us in a group and shaking us up like a draft and putting us on a field. Because that has pros and cons, so we offer both. So it gives the players a little bit of everything.
Alright. And the second question, can we see the rosters?
If you want.
Eventually. Sometime.
That's a great question.
Yeah, you know what? When everybody
Who asked that question?
when everybody gets signed up because they're procrastinating, waiting till last minute, and then after I get all those people assigned to teams, and then after I have the teams locked and I make schedules, by then it's probably already going to be Monday, so maybe by week 2 I'll have them. But no, I'll get to them eventually. Can I say soon and put that in quotes? Soon?
Yeah, soon.
Eventually they'll show up. It's honestly, it's low on my priority list compared to everything else. And I'm actually, you know what? You know a good way to get the rosters out quicker? I just need a softball commissioner. And then I wouldn't have to worry about softball, and then I could just work on rosters.
Oh, were you volunteering back there? Is that what that was?
Anyway, thank you guys for
you
watching.
can join me in that child labor back there.
I know this one ran a little long, but
Still wasn't an hour.
definitely not an hour. I think we're at 30-ish minutes. But we'll wrap this one up and see you guys next time.
See you in a few weeks.